Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to Kruznik's Sanctuary. I'm your host, Kruznik X. Alongside me, Arya Stormborn.
Somewhere. I'm here. I think. Maybe. Help me.
Once again, we're playing Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, the newest expansion in the Final Fantasy XIV saga. Last time we did this, we finished up the ranged DPS role quests, and we're back here in Radzatan for the next step, the magical DPS. How appropriate that today should be March 31st at the time of this recording, because it is National Trans Day of Visibility, and seeing as how all trans people are magical, it seems oddly appropriate that I'm doing the magic roll DPS. Anyways, we have two more delegates to deal with, and today we are going to deal with Ishgard. Let's get right down to it with the first quest in our saga, the level 85 quest, Our Aching Souls. Ah, my Lord Chris, I have awaited your coming. The phenomenon wherein men turn into monsters, it pains to say that Ishgard has not been spared. A dread blasphemy has appeared in the Holy See, and to compound the people's horror, the beast resembles a dragon. 'Tis imperative that it be vanquished without delay, and to that end we have begun assembling a hunting party. Given that fear and despair may turn our allies against us, we are being stringent in whom we choose for this duty. Yet, while we have confidence in the quality of our knights, the mission would greatly benefit for the presence of a battle mage, one who can stand unflinching in the face of our fell quarry. We would be hard-pressed to find an individual who fits that description better than you. Will you not lend us your strength and skill? You can count on me, the brand new bunny boy. We are in your debt. Just a moment while I relay the glad tidings to command. "'Tis settled. Upon arriving in Ishgard, please take yourself to the Aetheryte Plaza. Lord Artois will be there to receive you. May the Fury speed your way." Now see, I'm going to be honest with you right now. Last time we did a role quest, we did the ranged DPS role quest, and I was not a fan of doing it, really. I was not a fan of mostly because, while I like Hien as a person, as a character, he just did not really have much of a presence for me to grasp on, you know? Mm-hmm. Especially not in Stormblood, you know? He shows up for like a third of the story, and then he pisses off to... And then we only see him in like small patches. Anyway, we're here in Ishgard. Let's speak with Artois. Chris, I have been expecting you. Words cannot well express how heartening it is to have you fighting beside us. Allow me to echo that sentiment. Hello, Emmerich. Greetings, my friend. Lest you wonder, Lord Artois and I are leading the effort to deal with the blasphemy. With your capable self in the fold, I have no doubt that we shall succeed. Without further ado, I shall brief you on the situation. 'Twas a handful of days after the first beast appeared in Radzatan. An Elysian man was observed at the Hoplon in the Pillars, walking with an unsteady gait. All of a sudden, he buckled over as if in pain. And before anyone knew what was happening, he had transformed into a terrible, draconic beast. At the mere sight of this, many who chanced to be present also turned, and regrettably the temple knights were forced to put them down. The blasphemy itself, however, took wing and fled. Profane Fafnir, we have chosen to call it, after the dragon man of Ishgardian myth. Since that day, the beast has oft been sighted in the skies above Ishgard. It does not attack, only circles menacingly for a time ere disappearing again. Alas, these brief visitations are enough to cause more people to turn, and for fear and panic to spread further. As part of our investigation, we have sought to identify the man who became the blasphemy, but thus far, we have learned naught. We have, however, identified a common thread between those who subsequently turned. All were people of fervent faith, people such as priests and inquisitors. When the truth of our nation's history was laid bare, the legitimacy of the church was called into question. Many Ishgardians struggled to reconcile the revelations with their beliefs, and none more so than the pious. Such men and women, we posit, would be more susceptible to despair, and therefore the transformation. We must find a way to stop it. Ishgard has only just emerged from a 1,000-year war, and we cannot suffer another great tragedy, much less so soon. In order to attain a better understanding of the situation, we intend to speak with a member of the clergy, the sole individual who survived witnessing the blasphemy's birth without being turned. Clem is his name, and he is a deacon at St. Raymonald's Cathedral. Come, let us seek him out there at once. All right. Good thing there's an aetheryte right in front of it. Haven't been here in a while. Anyway, talk to Clem. Lord Emmerich, Lord Artoel, and the savior of Ishgard besides. You do me great honor. I am Clem, and I serve as a deacon here at St. Raymonald's Cathedral. I understand you were among those at the Hoplon when the incident occurred. We give thanks to the Fury for your merciful preservation. We now seek to prevent the blasphemy from wreaking further havoc, and would appreciate any details you can also provide. Loath though we are to make you recall unpleasant memories, will you now recount to us what you witnessed that day? Very well. We are presently relocating the Vault's libraries to the Cathedral, in case you are unaware. We had finished delivering a batch of tomes, and were on our way to bring another over. As we approached the Hoplon, we noticed a young man walking unsteadily. No sooner had he come to an abrupt halt than he transformed into a draconic beast. The fiend fixed us with a menacing glare, and it was all we could do to find our wits and flee. But to my compounding horror, my brethren who were with me began turning into monstrosities as well, one after another. Praise the Fury that you at least were spared, Deacon Clem. I cannot imagine how frightening the experience must have been. Oh, wrong voice. Bishop Vartanoy! Vartanoy. Forgive me if I interrupt. I was informed but that our stalwart protectors are present, and wish to express my gratitude. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for your service. I pray that we will soon be free of this scourge. Indeed, if there is aught we might do to aid your efforts, you need but say it. You are most kind, your grace. That was Bishop Vartanoy, the head of Saint Raymond's and a member of the Synod. With the seat of the Archbishop vacant, he is, in effect, the highest authority in the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. This is so. Yet, in spite of his elevated station, he remains as kind and humble a man as any I've ever known. Like his grace, I would do all that I can to help shepherd our people through this uncertain time. To that end, there is a request I would make of you, if you can spare a moment to consider it. Of course, if it is within our power, we should be glad to offer you aid. Thank you. Okay. In the wake of the transformations, a group of clergymen fled the city in fear. Yet though they sought refuge in the wilderness, they put themselves at the mercy of the elements and fell fiends both. Given that the cause of the transformation is not clear, I think theirs was a decidedly unwise decision. I wish to set out and find them, but I am not trained in the ways of war. As such, I require those who are to accompany me in the search. So that is the way of it. Suffice it to say, we will help. Do you know whither your fellows may have headed? The Western Highlands, I believe, between Gorgain Mills and Hemlock. There is no shortage of abandoned dwellings in the area. Very well. Time being of the essence, I propose we split up and scour separate areas. Chris, if you could escort the good deacon to Gorgain Mills, Lord Otwell and I will head to Hemlock. Alright, off to the Western Highlands. Hey, oh, those are alien onions. I forgot I gathered those earlier today. Trying to get halfway across this map is still a pain in the ass. Alright, there's Gorgain Holding. Oh. Well. That solves that. You! I see you found them. Yes, and none the worse for wear, thank the Fury. My friends, forgive us if we have given cause for alarm. We come out of concern for your well-being. Though we understand why you quit the city, we fear you may have placed yourselves at greater risk by coming here. His Grace Bishop Vartanois, too, worries for your health and prays for your swift return. So please, will you not allow us to escort you to the Holy See? I assure you, you will be much safer there than in this wretched place. Servants of the Fury will never be safe in the city, don't you see? This is your fault! You and your accursed revolution! The people disdain us, mock us behind our backs, and spit in our faces! And now someone is conspiring to transform us into monstrosities! Enemies of the church, I'll wager, emboldened by your deeds! So no, I will not go back to Ishgard! I'd sooner freeze to death than suffer your pity!
That could be arranged.
What? All I have ever done was in service to her. I am a good man. I do not. She cannot forsake me! Ah! Holy preserve! Chris, we cannot allow him to harm any others. Give chase and do what you must. We will remain here and keep the others calm.
Put a scar on his pretty face.
Hey, it's my character and I like having scars. You're the one dating me. What does that say about you?
Nobody married.
That's true. Yeah, didn't get off that, did ya? Alright. I don't have my keyboard on me, so I kinda... Is it done, Chris? My thanks. What happened is most regrettable, but we must be grateful that no one else came to harm. While you were gone, the deacon was able to convince the others to return to the city. Let us escort them back at once, and then reconvene at the congregation to consider our next course of action. For our purposes, we have the use of the strategy room. Announce yourself to the guard without, and he will show you in. It is. I'll grab it in a second. Alright. And now to the congregation. Lord Emmerich and Antoine will rate you in the strategy room. Will you be joining them now? Of course. Well, was not expecting this. Alright guys, what do you got for me? Lest you wonder, we have taken the clergymen to St. Raymonauts to rest and recover. If truth be told, the thought that they may still succumb to despair in turn remains at the forefront of my mind. Yet the risk would be greater still were we to keep them at arm's length and deny them the comfort of the church. Indeed, from the words he spoke, that inquisitor yearned for the days of old. He and others like him can scarcely be blamed. Since the truth of the nation's founding and the Archbishop's machinations were made public knowledge, the church has been in turmoil. Though we have made great strides in separating religion and state, there has been far less progress in the reformation of the church. For our faith has been everything to us, our purpose and our comfort. 'Tis not an easy thing to reconcile one's beliefs with the betrayal of our spiritual leaders. Thus torn between their hearts and minds, many Ishgardians feel lost, and none more so than the members of the clergy, whose faith was once unshakable. Little wonder, then, that the most dedicated and devout are like to turn. So it seems, but further investigation is needed ere we draw a definite conclusion. With the war's end, Ishgard has set out on a new path. The choices we make shall determine our course for the future. Come what may, we dare not squander the chance we have fought so hard to attain. Once the returned clergymen have sufficiently calmed down, I shall have the deacon speak with them, that we might gain insight into their individual plights. Good. Meanwhile, I shall take the opportunity to brief my men on recent developments. Pray, take a moment's rest, my friend. You have earned it. When you are ready to continue our work, you may seek us out here. I will definitely be doing that in the next episode. And there goes Emmerich. The next episode will be the level 86 quest, No Forgiveness, No Deliverance. But that will be next episode, and we'll be doing it with a different job. Until then, that's it for this episode. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned. If you're watching on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe by clicking here and click the bell icon for notifications. Click here to watch more. Click here to watch the previous one. And click here to watch the next episode. See you next time.